वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। सो आज हम लीड कोड का 3228 क्वेश्चन करेंगे विच इज द मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ ऑपरेशन टू मूव वंस टू द एंड. सो लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम हियर. So we are allowed like it is given us a we are given us a binary string s, and meaning that it only contains zeros and one. Okay, so we are allowed to perform a specific operation onto it any number of times. So the operation says that if we find an index I which is from the given string, that is s of I is like I plus 1 is less than s dot length such that s of I is equals to 1. So and s of I plus 1 equals to 0. So we can move 1 to the right until it either reaches the end of the string or comes right before the 1. So we need to calculate the maximum numbers of operation, maximum, not minimum, maximum number of operation that we can be performing. So see, in the last 2 or 3 questions, what we were doing, we were finding the minimum number of operation that we wanted to perform. But now what we have to do is we have to find the maximum numbers, so we will be finding it. So let us take this example which is given to us, where input s, which is the binary string, is given as 1001101. So through this we are going to understand. So we start by choosing index 0, which is we have a 1, then followed by the first index, which is the 0, then the third. So this pattern way we are going to make it. So next we can again find another like 10 pattern and perform another move to get 0011011. Then another move give us 0010, which is already given here, 001011. After that, again if we are taking, then 001011. So in this way we will after like certain like 4 of the performance we are performing, we will get all the ones at the end. So this is what the example is given. I hope I'm clear with that. If not, I'll try to make it, you guys understand it once again. So it's like basically all the ones has to be like kept at the ends, which is the position here. So as there are 4, so last 4 should be occupied by 1. So we will be moving them one by one. So I equals to 0, then it is going to go behind and behind and behind, and this way we are going to do it. So now let us understand through the logic. But first like let's think what's really happening behind it. See, every time we see a 0, that comes right after a 1. Okay, right after a 1. So we can perform one or more operations, and the number of operation performed at the moment depends on how ones will we have already seen. So each one before that 0 has the potential to move past it. So the strategy is simple. We will traverse through the string. We will keep a running count of how many ones we have encountered so far, and whenever we find a like 10 or something, so 10 transition, so we will add that count to our total number of operations. uh, as in for the example which we were given, after we have seen the first one, when it reaches the next 0, we add one operation. Later, as more ones appear before other zeros, that would be possible. uh, like it could be possible for us to also understand the operation increases, because each new ones can contribute to additional moves. Okay, so now I'll write the code is simple. What we are going to do is, already we have written a class solution, and we have given a public int max operation function with the string s. So now what we are going to do, we are going to store the total number of the moves we are going to write in uh, a object called as total operations. Okay, which is going to be first 0. Initially it's going to be 0. So after that we are going to count how many ones we have seen so far. So int ones count. After this we are going to write a for loop, where we are going to write int I equals to 0, comma I is less than s dot length, comma I plus plus. After that we are going to write in this loop if s dot char add char, it's like character, I, I call it char, is equals to 1. Then we will count each one we come across, which is once count plus plus. So this function is over. After that, else if 1 is greater than 0, and s dot caret 1 minus 1 is equals to 1. In that, if current character is 0 and previous was 1, so we will add the count of ones to the total operation. So for that we will write total operations is equals to total operations plus equals to ones count. And then after that function we are going to return the total operation, which will give us the stored like the total number of operation that is going to be stored, our moves basically. So it is return total operation. So here we go up with the code. Let us see if both our cases are running. So I guess it is going to run, but there is some kind of error here. Okay, it should be 80 add, not small at. It should be a capital and T small. Okay, both of our cases are basically running. Let us submit it and then get onto the speed of understanding the code. The code is very minimal. So what we have did in the code, we have maintained two variables, one for counting the total number of operation and the other one for counting the number of ones, right? So we have seen, so as we loop through each of the character, basically this loop we are talking about. So in this loop what we are going to do, if we see a 1 we will increment our count, if we see 0 then immediately follow a 1. So we add the current count of ones to our total operation. So by the end of the loop what we are getting is we will totally represent the maximum number of operations possible. This approach works very efficiently because we only pass through the string ones, right? So giving us a time complexity of O of n and using constant space O of 1. It's a simple counting based operation problem. So as we have discussed as a tricky movement questions, and once you spot the pattern it becomes very intuitive for us to understand. See, this question is not that difficult to solve if I have to do it from the perspective of mine, but it's like to explain it to someone I might not explain it up to the mark, but with the code I can explain it very well, which I have tried to do it. If you have any doubt you can just comment down in the comment section. That's all from my end. Bye.